Hello, my people. How are you doing today? You are welcome back to Bibian Discoveries. So, in today's episode, we are going to discuss about Igbos, about the tribe called Igbo. So, we will uncover many things about the historical aspects of Igbos and how they came into existence. So, now, where are Igbos located? Igbo people are located in the southern eastern part of Nigeria, which includes Abia State, Enugu State, Ebonyi State, Anambra State, and the Imo State. The Igbos are one of the largest ethnic groups in Nigeria, and they are very, very wise, peacemakers, hardworking, and they love business. They are divided by the Niger River into an unequal section, Eastern region, which is the largest, and the Western region. Igbos are surrounded by other ethnic groups like Ijo, Igala, Tivi, Edo, Ibibo, and others. With that being said, some people believed that Igbos are where they are now, and some said they came around River Benue, and some said they are from the land of Israel. So people now believe and choose the stories that have evidence. So, which brings us to Eri. Eri is said to be the original legendary cultural head of Umu Eri in Igbo land. So let Obi Ofara Okadigbo, the former king of Onitsha, when he was alive, when he was on his throne, declared a kinship between the people of Igbo land and the Israelites Igbos. Now, the question is, who is Eri? The man that came from Israelites. So, Eri was the fifth of seventh son of Gad. Gad was the first son of Jacob, which makes Eri the grandson of Jacob. And the Jacob was the grandson of Abraham. With that being said, Eri lived in Egypt during the era of Joseph. He foresaw the intending slavery of his people. He fled from Egypt through the River Nile, crossed the River Benue, traveled across the River Niger in 1948 AD. Then he settled in the middle of the Omabara River Valley called Erieke in Agulu Eri. Eri lived there among the people he met and saw how he managed to become their high priest and judge. Eri was wealthy and wise like his father and his great-grandfather Abraham. He built his palace at Agulu Eri. That is the place that he built his palace. He named the palace Obugad, which he renamed after his father, Gad. Then he got married to his wife, Nne Amako. Nne Amako had 6 children for him, 5 male and 1 female. The first son was Agulu Eri, which means Eri, namesake, or Eri Junior. Agulu Eri is the person that inherits his father's palace. His father's palace, Obugad. Agulu Eri is still in existence. So they have produced 34 kings till date. If you go to Enugu Agulu Ewi, that is where the whole Igbos came from. That is where the whole Igbos came from. If you go there, Obugad, the man called Ewi, the Obu that he built was still there till date. Many evidence are still there. The three, the second, the third, his grandson, the king, where he died, that is what they called a Trinity tree. The grave of his grandson was still there till today. Where he died, there is one tree that grew up from that place, and that tree has one root. The tree is 3 in number. 1, 2, 3. So Eri, his son Agukunri, and his grandson, the tree is still there, and the tree has one root. It's getting interesting, right? Right? So now that brings us to the second son, Ata. Ata was the third son of Eri. He left his family and formed a gala. He left his one of his son at Agulu Eri. His name was Ekete. Yes, his name was Ekete. So Ekete is still there till date. What we are discussing here is evidence. Igbos are from Israel. There's no two ways about it. There's many evidence. So if you listen carefully, you will see, if you go there today, you will see many things by yourself. You will see it by yourself. All these things that I'm mentioning here, they are still there. So Ata formed a gala. He left his family and formed a gala. We will still get how he left to a gala. We will still get there. So the third son is Edo. Edo was the third son. He moved from his father's kingdom and went to Bini and formed his kingdom there. So partially Bini people are from Igbo land, which I don't even know before, but thank God for these discoveries. So he went there, but he left his son. He left one of his son. That is there is one of his son he left at his father's kingdom called Mba. His first son, he left the first son there. That brings us to the fourth son, Igbo. It's unfortunate that Igbo did not give birth to a male child. He did not give birth to a male child. So I don't have a clear version of his own stories, but I noticed that he has some town, which means that he gave birth to the only female children, which is a Bariam, Amuke, and so many others. But he did not give birth to a male child. Now, let's go to the fifth child, Mary. Mary is the fifth child of Eri. Mary is the founder of Umuneri Kingdom. He's the fifth child. He's the founder of Umuneri Kingdom. That Umuneri Kingdom is where they use that place as a commodity market. But later we'll come back to that. Mary is still the one that gave birth to Okpu. There is Okpu in Aguleri. There is Okpu there. That brings us to Adambo. Adambo is the only daughter of Eri. So they said she's very, very beautiful. The way that her brothers used to carry her like a princess. Now they gave her a name called Igbo. People used to call her Igbo without remembering that the name that her original name was Adambo. Adambo gave birth to many children. She gave birth to any town that you came across that has a name, a nne name on it. That means is Adambo that gave birth to that town. Like example, Adambo gave birth to Nnewi. She gave birth to Nobi. She gave birth to Nteje. She gave birth to Nando. And one town in Onitsha called Oboli. One village in Onitsha called Oboli. So that will bring us back to our father Eri. Now let us go back to our father Eri. About what he does for a living and how he survived and ruled his kingdom. The ability to cultivate yam, cassava, cocoyam, ona, and other things. He has a special techniques for agriculture which gives him an advantage over his neighbors who needed to learn more special techniques and the secrets of agriculture. This boosted his profile of Nri Kingdom. His commercial trade spread easily far and wide. Eri has another special techniques called iron melting. With the iron melting techniques, Eri has the ability to hunt and farm easily. Eri Kingdom is peace and loving people. So they did not use their iron melting techniques to hurt their neighbors. They can easily weaponize the iron melting, but they did not do that. Instead, Eri transformed the weapon into a ritual object, which helps to reduce unnecessary violence. When his neighbors come for war, Eri will just that is Eri, the king, which is the king and the priest at that time. We place a curse called Nso on the iron or any object that they constructed on his neighbors. It is just like a charm. He will just place it on them. Maybe that person will not move again. That person will just stay there. They will just stay there. They will not move until the cleansing has been done. Before they will remove the insult that they place on that person, that person will stay there for 7 days. So before they will now do some cleansing, some rituals, then the person might be free again. The person will now be free again. So this makes them to control a very peaceful way to control his neighbors at that time. That method of insult casting helped him to maintain peace with his neighbors for a very long time. So Eri maintained his special techniques like those iron melting and the cultivating of yams for a very long time. So Nri Kingdom, which is known as Agukunri, is where Eri used to produce his products like agricultural products like yam, cassava, other things. He's there. He practiced his special techniques there, like iron melting. He has a lot of handwork. Now, that place, that Nri Kingdom, is where he produced all these things. It's just like a commodity place where they sell products, where they sell their products. People travel far and wide to come to that place and buy from them and then travel again to go to their place because they can't be able to produce all these things that Eri is giving them. So they now travel and come to that place and buy things. That place is called, can you guess what that place is called? That place is called Igbo Nkwo. Igbo Nkwo, which we know as Igbo Ukwu. The capital, that is the capital, Eri, is the place that he produced it. And now there is a capital that they called Igbo Nkwo. That place is where they bring all these things they produce in Eri Kingdom. That is the Eri Kingdom. Those things they produce in Eri Kingdom, they bring it to Igbo Nkwo to sell. That place now is known as Igbo Ukwu. In Igbo Ukwu, there is a very big market in Igbo Ukwu called Nkwo Igbo. Igbo Ukwu is now a town, but their market is called Nkwo Igbo. That Nkwo Igbo is the oldest market in Igbo land. Is the oldest market. People travel far and wide to come to that place and buy yam. This thing that we are talking about now, yam producing, is where they sell yam very cheap. If you're an Igbo person, you want to buy yam very cheap. After listening to this story of how Igbo came into existence, go to Nkwo Igbo market in Igbo Ukwu and buy yam. You will get it very cheap. I don't know how they do. I don't know how they do it, but you must get things very cheap there. So Igbo Ukwu means Igbo is great. In 18th century and 19th century is when they practice all these things there. So Mary, the second son, is the person that inherit that place. That is how they call them, that inherit the place of his production of agriculture, iron melting and so on. So is now called Eri Kingdom, which is known as Agukunri. So remember, the first son, Aguru Eri, stayed back in his father's Obugad, his father's palace, which is known as Obugad. So now, if his father did not name this place now Obugad, how will we know where we came from, where Igbos came from? How are we going to know? Do you know that Israel people have come to Obugad to look for their lost tribe? This man named Eri, named his palace Obugad, and this makes us to trace back to where we are coming from. They have a lot of, when these people came there, they said they have a lot of things to show them, and even there is some things that their children, that is their children, the Eri children saw there, but they don't know what the meaning. They don't know the meaning of those things. If you want us to discuss about the items of Igbo people, just put your comments in the comment section. But these people came and started telling us the meaning of those things. The meaning of those things that their father kept. And their father, Eri, still named that Obugad. And that Obugad, their children used to call the Obugad before. Now, there is something that is called Ofo. That is an item Eri kept. That Ofo, if you want to be a king in Igbo land, you have to hold that Ofo before you become a king. That Ofo is not this kind of Ofo that they used to hold now. That Ofo is from Eri, the son of God that formed Igbo land. That Ofo is the one that held that Ofo first. So that Ofo, if you want to become a king, they have to do some cleansing for 7 days before you hold that Ofo. So if you want us to talk about these Igbo items, just comment. Let me make video about it. Let me make some research about it. So all these things is good for us to be telling our children where we are coming from, where we came from. So it's good. It's very good for us to be telling them where we came from. Now, talking about Igbo Ukwu, there is a man called Isaiah Anozie. He found bronze objects while digging a well on his family land. So the fact that the items, they use clothes to cover those items. They found many items in Igbo Ukwu.
in that Igbo, that marketplace that they're selling things, they buried many items like more than 700 high quality art crafts of copper, bronze, iron, as well as about 165 glass stones of beads. They found many things.
So with that being said, this is how Igbo started, and now they started expanding from Anambra to Enugu to Ebonyi to Imo State to Abia State. If you want us to talk about this, please comment. If you want more findings, discoveries, please comment, like my video, especially subscribe. Once you subscribe to my video, you will be the first person to see my video. So please subscribe to this channel. It's very, very important to me. Please just subscribe to my channel, like and share, and God bless you. I will see you in my next video. Thank you.